Well, hello, hello, hello. Come on today, um, just to do a short video about being a blessing. So, for the last few years, I have been burdened with helping the homeless, and it's something that is dear to my heart. Something that I really, really, really enjoy doing. Um, I've always looked at it like, God blesses me to bless others. Even in the midst of my struggles and my hard times, I still enjoy helping others. So, I would say last year, the Lord gave me a prayer in a bag. And I remember sitting on the bed and I was reading the Bible and taking notes, and all of a sudden it hit me, and I began to talk to God, and I asked him, well, how do I do this? What do I even name this? How do I even take the first step in this? And instantly he gave me the name Prayer in a Bag. So then I began to write down everything that I was hearing God tell me. And I had no idea how I was going to pull this off, how I was going to begin it, until he told me exactly what to do. I did my first prayer in the bag February of this year. And by the grace of God, it'll be February 22nd of next year. And I was so discouraged the first time I did the prayer in the bag, because I had very, very, very few supporters. And there was a point where I said I wasn't going to do it again. I was just so discouraged. So I was sitting at work about a week or so ago, and it came to me again. So I took the initiative of, okay, regardless of how it turned out, the first time I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do it again. So I began to write down my vision for it. I began to write down, things that I'm going to need, and different venues to have it at, and I began to get discouraged again, because it just took me back to the first time that I put on this event. God instantly began to build me up and encourage me that it didn't matter about the supporters, because it's coming from my heart. So I've asked people, if you're able to donate anything, it doesn't have to be money. Canned goods, clothing, kids clothing, men clothing, women clothing, whatever you have that could be of help to the needy, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. This is an event that I plan to do every year. And if I could do it, more than once a year, that would even be better. I am trying to find a place now to host it. I'm really trying to get it all together, because I want it to be better than last year. I am looking for volunteers, prayer warriors to be exact, that don't mind, coming out, saying a prayer, praying for the needy. I'm looking for people that are big encouragers, that can speak a word, speak life into the homeless. I'm looking for people that can come and help pass out bags. I will also be serving food. So I realized that I can't do this by myself. So I do need help. And I'm willing to accept any help that anyone can offer, even if it's for 30 minutes or an hour. That is great. This will be an all-day event. It'll start promptly about 10 a.m. and I'm looking to go to at least 4 or 5 o'clock. I just wish that people had the heart for the needy. I realize that there are so many people out here in the world that needs help, and they don't know where to turn to. A lot of times they're shot down. You see homeless people standing on the corners, and it kind of irritates me that you will see all of these cars just passing by. No one is willing to stop and just say encouraging words, even if you don't have the money to give them. A word of encouragement goes a long way. I realize that when people can come out of self and stop thinking that it's all about them all of the time, then maybe they will be more open to helping people. You always have to keep in mind that it could one day be you standing on that corner, laying on, the city vent, laying on a bench, not having anything to eat, walking around with a thin jacket on. I seen a whole family standing on a corner, and it broke my heart because I couldn't help them no more than what I could. And we never know what a person has been through in life. We never know what got them to that point where they have become homeless. We don't know that. So before we judge a person, because I've heard, people say, well, they shouldn't have did this, they shouldn't have did that, and they'll have somewhere to stay, or they will still be working if they didn't do this. And people are so judgmental when they feel like they have everything together. And it's nothing for God to snatch away every single thing you have, and you will find yourself in the same boat that they're in. Homeless people, and I hate to use that word, so I'm going to say the needy. People that are in need, they are so humble. Even in their times of struggle, they are very, very humble. They're grateful for everything, for whatever. You can give them 50 cents, and they are grateful for that 50 cents. Whereas we have somewhere to go at night. We have somewhere to lay our heads at. We have clean clothes. We can get in the bath when we want to. We can go to the refrigerator when we want to. And we tend to take those things for granted. Whereas they appreciate every single thing someone does for them. And if we can get to a point where we can be as humble as they are and appreciate every little bitty thing that we have in life, I feel that it'll become easier for us to be a help to and a blessing to someone else. You never know why God may lead you in a certain direction. I didn't know why I was being led in this direction, because for years I always wanted to know, what is my purpose in life? I would always ask God, like, what is my purpose in life? Like, what am I here for? What is it that you want me to do? And for years I didn't get answers, and I would cry because it would be on my heart so heavy, until he began to show me what it is that I am, what I'm supposed to do, what I was called to do. So I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that my purpose in life is to be a blessing to each and every person that I can be a blessing to. So I'm working towards that every single day. How can I be a blessing? How can I help this person sitting right here? They don't even have to be a person in need. How can I help my staff? How can I help a family member? How can I help someone I'm just passing in a grocery store? How can I be a blessing? Um, I don't look for blessings for myself. I more so, look for how can I be a blessing to someone else? I realized a long time ago that it is not about me. Pretty much nothing in life is about me. It's all for the glory of God. Everything that we do should be for the glory of God. Uh, and it just takes me back to the scripture in Matthew where God talks about, I was hungry and you did not feed me, and I was naked and you did not clothe me, and I was in the hospital, you did not visit me. And that sticks with me every time this time of year come around, and it's time for my prayer in a bag event. And I don't want to be that person that has the means and I just refuse to help. Because you find people like that every single day. You have the means and you know a person needs help, but yet you sit there because, one, that's not your problem, or, two, you're being judgmental as to why and how they got in the situation that they're in, or three, you just don't want to do it. You just that type of person where your hand is constantly closed and you're not willing to give and to help someone that's in need. And as long as I have breath in my body and as long as I am able to help anyone, I am the person that I'm going to help anyone. It could be a ride to the grocery store or a ride to the store, or, helping an older elderly person put their groceries in a car, anything, just to be a blessing to someone else. I didn't have that when I went through my struggles in life. I didn't have, someone at every corner to help me. I had help, but it wasn't necessarily the all of the help that I needed. So I look at people in need and I have a heart for them. I have compassion for them because I know exactly what they're going through. I was basically homeless at one point. I lived in a house where there was no lights, where there was no water, where I didn't even have a key to the house. And I had my oldest son, and at the time, I want to say he was like 1 or 2 years old. And I remember having to walk up the street to the store every single day to put him a burrito in the store's microwave and potato chips because I was unable to cook. So I had to, get these little odds and ends, pretty much junk food, just to feed him. And I lived in a home that was foreclosed, and by the grace of God, no one came to put us out. I've had a lot of struggles in life, so I know what it feels like to be left out in the cold and having nowhere to go and having no one to turn to and having everyone tell you no. So I guess that's why this is so important to me, simply because that is the most hurtful feeling, and it's the most discouraging thing in life when you can no longer support yourself and you find yourself out and every day is dark. Every single day is dark. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's sadness. Just every day in your life is just darkness and just sadness. And with everything that I went through, I can't help but to have a heart for someone that is going through what I went through and worse. So this is why I'm so strong about it, and I feel so much about it. And this is something that I constantly pray that God extends it and makes it bigger than what I'm seeing right now. I see it big, but I don't see it as big as God could possibly make it. So I am asking anyone, whatever you are able to donate, if you could just donate time, that is truly a tremendously a blessing to me. So I will have dates, times, venue, hopefully soon, after the holidays. I am trying to get everything together now. It can be a bit much when you're doing it all by yourself, but I am praying, and I'm trusting God that He's going to lead me in the right direction. He's going to open up doors for me right now, that I didn't even know could possibly be open. I am believing God for a miracle right now in this season. So I'm just asking everyone, that can help, if you could please help. And I really, 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 really appreciate it. And I thank you, and God bless you, and have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.